everyone, I'm Geoff Keighley, and welcome to Gamescom Opening Night Live 2020. Now, this year, Gamescom is, of course, a little different than normal. I hope all of you and your families are safe and healthy at home. In 2020, games have comforted and connected more than ever. And with the launch of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X later this year, games are only going to get better. Well, all summer, I was hopeful we could get to this very moment, a big live showcase filled with more than 35 games to kick off Gamescom 2020. Tonight, you'll get a first look at Fall Guys Season 2 and an extended gameplay demo of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for PlayStation 5. Plus, we might have a couple surprises along the way, too. But before we start, I want to acknowledge and thank all the developers, marketers, and publishers who have worked challenging circumstances to keep us entertained. This show is nothing without them or my production team. Doing this show safely is not easy, especially when all of you have some pretty insane expectations. I hope today reminds you why you love to play games. And with that, we're going to move on to our first game with games just announced yesterday. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And joining me is Dan Donderdag from Raven. Tell us about the game and give you an exclusive sneak peek. Dan, how you doing?
Good, Geoff. Thanks for having me here. This is a dream project for us to work on. From really the beginning of development, we knew Black Ops Cold War was going to be a direct sequel to Black Ops 1. And we love the idea of returning to pillars of the Black Ops franchise: deniable operations, conspiracy running history, and the shadowy world of paranoia. And we get to mix all those together, drop the player into the 1980s at the height of the Cold War. And it's really something that we know would feel relevant today, also unique to Black Ops.
Well, you start playing with Black Ops, everyone wants to know characters, and there's some familiar faces. Woods, Mason, break it down. How does it fit into the Black Ops canon? It's a direct sequel, so are we going to see a lot of familiar faces?
Yeah, part of the fun making this game was bringing back iconic characters like Woods and Hudson and Mason, and seeing how all those personalities mix with some of the new characters. So the campaign takes place in 1981, and we love that we've been able to have so many connections to the original Black Ops and a direct sequel of the game.
Now, one thing that I'm really excited about this is you're pushing the storytelling in kind of a new direction with some branches and some options about how you play through the campaign. Can you maybe walk us through your thinking there?
Yeah, one of the driving forces from early in development was to say, let's take this Black Ops thrill ride and infuse it with some player choice and some player freedom. Anything we can do to give the player a little more ownership over their experience. So that starts with allowing the player to create their own character for the Cold War campaign. They can name them and pick a military background and really pretend they are that Black Ops soldier that they want to be. From there, we wanted to take some of our missions and infuse optional objectives, multiple paths, and some player choice moments inside some of those missions. And it was fun to find that balance between the hard-driving Call of Duty action and these more non-linear experiences inside some of the missions. So with choice comes the player wanting to feel that impact. So some of those choices earlier in the game and some towards the end will actually shape the ending of the narrative of the campaign.
All right, so multiple endings to this game.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That was one of the big things for us. It's like we love that Black Ops has always been willing to take risks, and we all know they did some of this in Black Ops 2. And with our story and with these features, we loved playing homage to those early Black Ops games.
Oh, yeah, I remember the numbers. All right. Well, Dan, we are excited to see more of it. I know multiplayer reveal is coming in September, but since you got a switch there, maybe you could flip the switch on something exclusive for us, right? What are you going to show us?
Yeah, absolutely. This is really exciting because this will be the first time we've shown this outside the walls of the development studio. This is a scene from earlier in the game, and it's a critical point that really shows the narrative of the world and shows this threat that our heroes are going to be battling. So let's take a look.
1943. Detailed information from the Manhattan Project was stolen from Los Alamos by the Russian spy known as Perseus. 1968, Vietnam War. Viet Cong soldiers orchestrated by Perseus attempted to steal an American-made nuclear bomb from a U.S. firebase. 5 days ago, while on a mission, we acquired intel that Perseus is in play again and planning an attack on the West. Perseus. The CIA's analysts consider him to be the single largest threat to the free world.
Mr. Hudson, we're all aware of Perseus. We're also aware he's more myth than fact. I mean, personally, I think he's nothing more than the Russian boogeyman.
General Haig, allow me to introduce the man best suited to respond to that. CIA clandestine special officer Russell Adler. He's one of the few people who even come close to capturing Perseus.
Mr. Adler, why should we take this Perseus threat seriously?
You don't have to, sir.
Yeah, then a lot of innocent people are gonna die.
Why do you say that?
Sir.
Every time Perseus has come into play, it shifted the balance of the Cold War. After 13 years of silence, if he's active, something big is gonna happen. Something that will affect the free world. Mr. President.
Sir.
Mr. President.
President, this is Jason Hudson and Russell.
I know their names. Who do you think approved their last mission? Is the threat real?
Yes, sir, we believe it is.
Can you stop Perseus?
We can, sir. I've already submitted the requisite for me.
Sir, their requests are highly irregular, most likely illegal. The press gets a hold.
The hell are you talking about? Do you know who we are?
Every mission we go on is legal.
Sergeant Woods, plausible deniability is the backbone of our work.
Al, we're talking about preventing an attack on the free men and women of the world. Give Mr. Adler whatever he wants. Gentlemen, you've been given an important task. Protecting our very way of life from a great evil. There is no higher duty. There is no higher honor. And while you people know of your struggle, rest assured, the entire free world will benefit. I know you won't fail us.
Tonight we have some new game announcements for you guys as well, including this one, a new next-gen narrative adventure game from Fleck Entertainment in Montreal. It's called Unknown Nine. The game tells the story of Haruna, a woman raised on the streets of India, haunted by visions of her own death. Haruna struggles to understand her mysterious innate abilities to manipulate the unseen. Check out this first look. All right, let's get to the gameplay. One of this year's biggest games has been Doom Eternal. Tonight, we've got an exclusive first look at the campaign expansion called The Ancient Gods Part 1. Check this out.
The only ones who can save this world.
'2020 marks the 25th anniversary of a legendary game studio, BioWare. Tonight, Casey Hudson and the team wanted to give everyone around the world a little taste of what's next. Casey, over to you.
Hey, Geoff. Good to see you again. You know, 6 years ago, we were on stage with the 2014 Game Awards, accepting the Game of the Year for Dragon Age Inquisition. And since then, we've been imagining new ways to use next-generation technology to bring the world and characters of Dragon Age to life. We're still in early production, but we thought it was time to give you the very first look at how BioWare's passionate team of developers are crafting some very special game.
I've been at BioWare for a really long time, so I've got to grow up and turn from a company of 35 people to a company of more than 300 people.
There's amazing people in the industry. There's amazing stories to be told with other people.
I love that character so much.
We're very experimental here at BioWare, so we're always coming up with new stuff.
We're always trying to improve, innovate, and bring new characters to life for our players and fans to enjoy.
The world of Dragon Age really has got it all. It's got frontier stories, it's got mystery, it's got world detective stories, and of course it's all wrapped up in kind of a fantasy setting.
You really feel like you're the hero in the Dragon Age world and you're saving people.
Dragon Age to me is a wonderful world to play in.
I am really excited about the future of Dragon Age. This is an original world, original flora, original wildlife, original architecture. That makes it fun to explore and discover.
In next Dragon Age, we get an opportunity to see new things, new places, and interact with people who lived and grew up in these spaces as well.
For the game we're working on now, we want to tell a story. What happens when you don't have power? What happens when the people in charge aren't willing to address the issues?
The things that you can expect in the next installment are going to be stories that focus on the people around you and the friends and family you make.
Something that we'll be able to look forward to in Dragon Age, a really close relationship with game characters who really become real for you.
We want characters to be loved or hated. One of the best examples of that is Solus. Half the community wants to kill him, half the people want to make him, and another part wants to do both.
They call me the Dreadwolf. What will they call you when this is over?
BioWare and EA has been one of the forerunners in using motion graphic technology, and that makes it way more realistic when you're looking at the characters and the way they
walk and move and interact in the world.
Players want a suspension of disbelief that this collection of digital pixels is actually a living, breathing soul.
No, it's okay. That's the good kind of rumble.
I actually do the bosses. I help with the creature design team as well. So I do all like the big threats that you have to go up against.
Nobody dies on my wood. All the wardens.
Choice is a big part of what Dragon Age is as a franchise. Decisions you make can affect change in the world.
Decision making can mean that a party member lives or a party member dies. And it means owning your outcome and reactivity to choices that you do make.
I just love the possibilities that Dragon Age offers us, and I'm excited to explore a lot more of them.
To me, that potential is what gets you up in the morning. It's a fantastic opportunity every time.
Next up, it's time for something special.
Great Scott! I think there's been a serious miscalculation.
Wow, wait, you're, what's his name? Back to the Future?
I'm Emmanuel Brown, Doctor of Physics, not of Medicine, and certainly not that quack from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we know who you are, but what do you...
Geoff, I did come back from the future to this precise moment on August 27th, 2020, because it's imperative we launch Surgeon Simulator 2 right now.
And what exactly do you have to do with Surgeon Simulator?
During the mid-20th century, some friends of mine from Larceny University invented a state-of-the-art medical training facility, otherwise known as the Surgeon Simulator Training Program. Now, 70 years later, we've digitized the experience. It's unbelievable. You can access the program through your computer and then be medically trained from the comfort of your keyboard. It's available as of, great Scott, this very moment. Tonight, I want to world premiere a few examples of some of the incredibly successful test subjects who have already completed the course.
So you're saying a world premiere will save our future?
Only time will tell. And speaking of time, I'm off to another world premiere, Avengers 26, The Return of the Son of Thanos, opening 2077. And with that, I leave the fate of the human race in your hands. Just make sure you play Surgeon Simulator 2. Now, doctor's orders.
Oh my, that's on his head! No!
Let me give him a little pat on the head.
Where does this part go?
Wait, there, we got it. He looks good news.
Now grab the good arm and bring it in here. We're dying. He's dying.
Oh, no! That's not right! My finger slipped!
Jesus Christ! What about?
Oh, it just
He's perfect! We saved him!
Doc Brown introducing Jacksepticeye playing Surgeon Simulator, only on opening night live. All right, well, if you thought that crossover was kind of crazy, wait until you get a load of this next game announcement that I don't think anyone probably saw coming. Check this out. tonight is just the start of Gamescom 2020. Over the next 3 days, there are more streams from IGN and Web Media with in-depth looks at games, a digital cosplay contest, and some special new shows just for Gamescom. Your portal for all things Gamescom this year is Gamescom Now, which you can check out at gamescom.global. The one game you'll hear more about later on IGN's post-show is this one, a return of two classic characters that I love. Check this out.
In a world gone strange, an elite force stands against the darkness. But even they could use some help. Here, some of this will beauty for effect. Sam, oh, hello. Yes.
The return of Sam and Max. Yes. All right. And now it's time to say hello to my wonderful co-host now from IGN. Please say hello to Sydney Goodman.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'm Sydney Goodman, and I am thrilled to be here. Gamescom is such a fun event, and throughout the show tonight, I'll be telling you about all the ways that IGN is involved in this year's festivities. But first, I have award announcements. The winner of Best Nintendo Switch Game is Little Nightmares 2. Congratulations. Like I said, IGN is going to be here for all of Gamescom with great shows such as the Gamescom Studio, where you can find me and my co-hosts for all day long games content, interviews, dev talk, and more. Plus, we have Gamescom Awesome Indies, the show with and for indie developers. That premieres Saturday, August 29th at 7 Central European Time, so be sure to tune in for more announcements and special guests. And now, let's go back to Geoff for our next big world premiere.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We are so excited to see what's in the Gamescom studio and also us indies. I'm going to be on the Daily Show tomorrow. Look forward to that. All right, well, on next game. In the next World of Warcraft expansion, players will journey beyond the mortal world of Azeroth to a place where no living soul has set foot before. The Shadowlands, the afterlife of an entire Warcraft universe. The infinite realms of the Shadowlands are watched over by different factions, known as covenants, each holding dominion over a different aspect of the afterlife. And depending on how someone lived their mortal life, they may end up as part of one of these covenants when they cross over into the Shadowlands. Today, we're excited to give you a closer look at the noble and pure Kyrian Covenant from the realm of Bastion, who are charged with carrying the souls of the dead into the beyond. So sit back and get ready for the world premiere of Bastion, the first in Blizzard Entertainment's new 4-part series of animated shorts called Afterlives. Enjoy.
Light, save my soul.
Uther.
Where am I?
Welcome to Bastion. You led a truly selfless life, and for that, you have been chosen. To shed your mortal burdens and join the ranks of the Ascended, serving to ferry the souls of the dead unto the Shadowlands.
I serve the light, and my work is not done. There is an evil that must be.
There is no evil here. The darkness was sealed within the maw long ago.
king. He must be punished.
You are an aspirant now. You must accept your new purpose and purge yourself of this desire for vengeance.
What I desire is justice. Why are you training this soul? It is beneath your station as a paragon.
He cannot let go. He continues to demand retribution for his death.
This concerns you. Many souls take eons to ascend.
Yes, but this one seems broken, Thenios. Unlike any soul I have seen, I have begun to wonder whether he was deemed worthy of Bastion. By mistake.
Be careful, Devos. I would not let the Archon hear such a thought. In time, he will forget. Trust our ways. Trust the path. Devos, how long must we train?
Until you are ready to ascend.
And what is keeping me from ascension?
Nothing but the memory of your mortal life.
How can I forget when I can still feel his blade?
Your soul is wounded? Who did this to you?
He was my student. He betrayed us all.
Show me. The runes on his blade were unmistakable. This dark agent roams free on a mortal world, the power of the Maw itself in hand. Our realm is impenetrable.
Impossible. The Maw is inescapable. You must return to the path.
If he had purged his life, we never would have known of this calamity. The path is flawed.
The order of the Shadowlands depends on the execution of our eternal charge. You will abandon this course.
As you command, my Archon. The time of your ascension has come. Do you wish to see him punished?
I do.
Then prepare yourself. The moment he falls, we will claim him.
I see. Only darkness for me.
Now, cast him into the maw. Return him to the darkness he served. His eternal suffering awaits.
He was my student.
Remember what he did and take your vengeance.
Not vengeance. Justice.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed that exclusive look at Bastion. Now, we know many of you can't wait to experience Shadowlands, and our friends at Blizzard want you to know the wait is almost over. October 27th, it is official. We have so much more Opening Night Live still to go for you. Ratchet and Clank, PlayStation 5, much more. Stay tuned. All right, but now it's time for the announcement of a new universe that is coming to gaming for the first time with a project from a Canadian studio. Check this out.
They have returned. They corrupted, divided, conquered, until finally, the gates of the celestial realm were thrown open. Our last remaining hope, the storm-tossed Eternals, vengeance made manifest.
Now, you guys may remember back in June, I had some masked fun with my buddy Crash Bandicoot announcing Crash 4 It's About Time. With the game coming in October, Crash, of course, had to come back for Opening Night Live. So let's bring him out, everybody. Crash Bandicoot. What? He's where? Crash apparently didn't get the memo about Gamescom. But to tell us more about what we just saw, I'm joined by Lou Studdert from Toys for Bob. Lou, what did we see there with Crash and the Gamescom bot?
Apparently you saw him wandering around Cologne, but what he was hinting at was kind of our reveal of what we call flashback tapes, which are a brand new style of level that we are announcing here today.
Okay, so how do these flashback levels kind of play into the overall Crash 4 narrative?
Yeah, so the way that the flashback tape levels work is that they are kind of a peek back in time to the 90s when Neo Cortex was actually testing on Crash and Coco before the events of Crash Bandicoot 1. And they're kind of these devious puzzle rooms that we've made, and they're really hard and they're really awesome and they're super creative, and we can't wait to get people's hands on them.
Yeah, no, I got to play a demo of this a few weeks ago, and that was a challenge, so I can't imagine how nefarious these are. How are they going to be sort of integrated into the game? Are they optional, like offshoot stuff, or how do you get to them?
Sure. So players actually have to collect the flashback tapes in the levels themselves. They're an object that they can pick up, and to actually pick them up, they have to reach them in the level without dying. It's kind of our homage to the death routes from the original trilogy. So players have to reach these objects in the level, pick them up, and then once they get them, they'll get access to these unique levels.
So beyond the pure challenge, what other fun, how are these fun for players to kind of experience, and what do they get to do in them?
Sure. So one of the things that we did was we actually used these as, like I said, puzzle rooms. Really kind of fun, nefarious, devious Crash to really express that pure platforming kind of aspect of gameplay that we know and love about the franchise. But then, narratively for us, it was really cool to layer in kind of a unique perspective to the franchise. This is the moment when Cortex is really excited about the prospect of Crash being on his team, because Crash was originally created by Cortex, and this is a weird point in time that's never really been explored in the games before.
Awesome. All right, well, Crash 4, it's about time. Looks phenomenal, Lou. We cannot wait to check it out in October. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right, well, we will be right back after this for more Gamescom Opening Night Live.
I have become terror. An unseen predator. A rupture. It obliterates without warning. Alone, the hordes of Enoch will fall before me. This entire planet will fear us. The anomaly alters us in our ways, yet we are drawn down the same road into the dark heart of creation. We will find the source, whatever it holds, whatever it takes.
Welcome to the Hyperscape. Enter a contender.
Yes.
Leave as a champion.
Time to party!
Welcome to Necromunda. I can see you're new here. Let me get you up to speed. The Underhype's going well. A sprawl of humanity suffering away like ants. Deep underground where we ain't causing trouble for the rich boys and girls. No matter how loud we are. And do we ever make some noise? Every Orlog says they can shoot the tail off a lagworm and they smash your head from 20 paces for saying good. I don't want to say immoral, but when their armour, blood, skin and will are of iron, it's a potent combat. Why would someone like you want to know about an all-female gang of psychopaths, drug dealers, killers, cloners? Oh, makes sense. And Escher will cut you up just for the fun. Goliaths are big. That's it. Anything smaller than them doesn't doesn't deserve to live. And they're just as happy filling you with lead as they are smashing you to pieces with our model. Now, mixing that whole together in a place like this, you can imagine what happens. Chaos in warfare. For wealth, for power. Well, sometimes just for fun. So, think you're ready? Necromunda Under High Wars comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC on September 8th.
O futuro dos jogos, além de realidades virtuais extremamente fidedignas e realistas, também se encontra em formas mais expressivas e absurdas, quebrando cada vez mais esses paradigmas de formato de videogame que a gente tem e sendo usado mais do que nunca como uma ferramenta de expressão artística.
I envision the future of gaming to be quite bright and quite online.
The next generation of console will clearly allow AAA and indie developers to build more creative-driven games that I hope will cover more diverse subjects.
I want to play all kinds of stories about people and places, both real and imagined. I want comedy games, I want autobiographical games. I really want to see what people can do with the medium.
Pro futuro dos games, eu vejo uma evolução obviamente gráfica, mas eu vejo ainda mais evolução na inteligência artificial e na maneira com a qual a gente interage com os games, tudo em busca de experiências mais imersivas.
You know, one of the things I love about opening night is that we can show you the big screens in the industry and also smaller titles that should be on your radar. So pay attention to the next game. A team of two in Sweden, Tuxedo Labs. Over the past 3 years, developer Dennis Gustafsson has built his own game engine to realize his vision for a fully destructible game world. What he's building has absolutely blown me away, so I asked Dennis to prepare a special trailer just for tonight. I hope you're equally inspired by the ideas in this next game. Definitely one to watch. Hit it down. Last year at Opening Night Live, we announced Little Nightmares 2 to the world. Well, the team at Tarsier Studios hasn't shown anything since, but that changes right now. Here is a first look at the gameplay of Little Nightmares 2, which is coming next February, with more to come throughout the week at Gamescom, including a live demo on Gamescom Studio tomorrow. Nice. All right, thank you.
video game is over-the-top outrageous, with 70 WWE superstars and legends rolling out like never before. Oh no, W2K world, look out below. WWE is LIP. You know, I'm a little more old school than Morrow, so I can't wait to see WWE legends teach these kids a thing or two. And you know what? Here's a closer look at the insane action. It's a great evening for WWE action. Oh, wow. Take that, Morrow. And it's so good to see the fellas with their necks. Let's keep this party rolling with another matchup. Oh, look out, Morrow. The Undertaker's risen, and Finn Balor is about to be taken for his last ride. Mamma mia, what a move! Finish him! Oh, no! He just hit the snooze button! How do you lose like that? What's the matter with you, legends? This is just an example of the pandemonium that you're going to experience when you head to the battlegrounds. Woo! That's a big toy hammer! Oh, I can't believe my eyes! Seth Rollins delivers the stomp! What a night! This is the greatest thing I've ever seen! Pre-order WWE 2K Battlegrounds today and brawl without limits. Mamma mia! Sorry, Morrow, I know that's your line.
Hello again. I have even more words to announce, so let's get right down to it. The winner of the Best Action Adventure Game is Watch Dogs Legion.
The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
The winner of the Best Action Game is Star Wars Squadrons.
Think you can escape?
This is going to be close. The winner of Best Multiplayer Game is Operation Tango.
Operation Tango. It takes two to save the world. I used to be an explorer.
The winner of Best Indie Game is Curious Expedition 2.
Did not believe what I had witnessed. It's time for work to learn my name.
Congratulations to all the winners. As I mentioned, IGN will be here for all of Gamescom with great shows and new ways for you to get all your gaming news. Check it out.
Gamescom 2020 is part of gaming, and you can keep to the beat right here on IGN. We've turned the single biggest show in gaming into 5. Gamescom Now is your virtual show floor with the second live coverage. Gamescom Daily Show, Gamescom's first ever late night talk show. Our Gamescom Awesome Indie Show, the freshest deep cuts in gaming. And finally, the Gamescom Best of Show, including the Gamescom Award. Gamescom 2020 is available on IGN and wherever you stream Gamescom Now.
And now it is time to talk about Best Action Game winner, Star Wars Squadrons. This is a new immersive space combat game from Motive Studios that delivers the ultimate Star Wars pilot fantasy. We've missed those. In Squadrons, you'll suit up and fly for both the New Republic and the Galactic Empire across intense 5v5 multiplayer battles, as well as all new authentic single-player stories set after the events of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Today, we'll glimpse what Squadron's story has to offer, taking a brief look at one of the single-player missions featuring some light narration by the Motive team. Let's check it out.
We all choose our path. Light, dark, freedom, or destruction. The Empire chose to destroy Alderaan in order to spread fear, douse the fires of rebellion. But the heroic pilots of the Rebel Alliance have chosen to keep fighting, showing the Empire that we are not afraid. It was their bravery that ended Palpatine's reign and brought about our new republic. However, the Empire lives on, shattered though it may be. I speak, Imperial forces are edging toward the Bormir sector, hoping to end our new republic. The galaxy is changing, and you will be part of it. With the help of brave and daring pilots, this war can end. Make a choice. Fly with who will. Change our galaxy for the better.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Hutka, narrative producer on Star Wars Squadron. Our single-player story is one of daring elements and deep rivalries.
Take Titan Squadron. Hunt down the star and eliminate it.
Gladly, Admiral Sloan. Course of the story, you'll fly as two pilots on opposite sides of war. And moments in Star Wars Squadrons, you'll have the option to experience every mission fully immersed in VR.
I hear you're the reason I was able to finally get a comm through.
Today, we're giving you a glimpse of an imperial behind the lines.
One of our spies, Agent Horn, has discovered vital intelligence on Project Starhawk. Mission is to extract her from orbit outpost above Hosnian Prime. Behind enemy lines, you'll have to eliminate perimeter defenses. When you've secured the area, you will escort the Gladius to the outpost, and our extraction team will acquire Agent Thorn. Once Thorn is secure, reach your Gozanti cruisers and turn the overseer. For our escape, escort us to the jump point. We have public coordinates inbound. Titan.
Keep Agent Thorn safe. Titan 3, fighters. Understood. I'll handle it. No time to celebrate. Move on.
Each mission will immerse you into the escalating conflict between the New Republic and a shattered empire. Debrief with your squadrons between missions.
You're our new wingmate.
Customize and master all 8 starfighters and join the galaxy's finest.
I need you focused, ready to go.
From bombing runs at the Nadiri dockyards to setting a trap in the Zavian abyss, the story of the rival squadrons will push the war to the brink and define the galaxy for years to come. I look forward to seeing you in combat October 2nd.
That is not all EA has to share from a galaxy far, far away today. At Star Wars Galaxy Edge, you can enter the world of Batuu, where you can visit Oga's Cantina or jump into the Millennium Falcon on a run to Smuggler's Cove. It was this incredible adventure at Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort that inspired The Sims' latest game pack. Check this out. There is even more Star Wars to come later in the show. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga is up, and as we move into our second hour, we got Fall Guys Season 2 still to come. The reveal that which I can't wait for you guys to see. And of course, a gameplay demo of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for PlayStation 5. But right now, you may remember this next game, Annapurna Interactive, from last year's Microsoft E3 event. And today, I'm excited to share a new announcement from the team. This interactive thriller about a man stuck in a time loop is one of this year's most intriguing indie titles, and now they've added an absolutely all-star cast to the game. Here's a whole new look at 12 minutes.
All right, close your eyes. I want you to think of a flower. Look at its contours and curves. I want you to imagine it changing, moving backward, returning to a bud. Think of that bud, unopened. Look at it as a whole, then silently repeat these phrases. May you be free from suffering. You be free from fear. May you know peace and joy.
That's going to be a really special indie game. So glad to announce that here on the show. Now, last year at the Game Awards, we announced Godfall, a new looter shooter coming to PlayStation 5 and PC for gameplay. Tonight, we've got a quick sneak peek of one of the new Valor plates with more footage coming as part of Gamescom 2020. Check this out. We have much more O&L to come. Exclusive looks at LEGO Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, Fall Guys Season 2. Wait until you see what the Mediatonic guys are up to, and so much more. But first, I'm sure you saw that earlier this week, Heart of Deimos, Warframe's newest expansion, was released on PC, Xbox, and PS4, and today it's also on all platforms. Here's a look at the Heart of Deimos.
Expand, explore, tear the blood asunder, so new territory to our sovereignty. But that's what it wanted to do. It raged unchecked through metal, bone, we are infested with it.
Visitors?
Now, the gateway, the doors close. The final heartbeat of Odin.
Turning it off and calling.
But before we fall, we shall scream. There is one who will hear the heart of Deimos.
So many people have been discovering or rediscovering video games during lockdown, whether it be older people or bored teenagers or middle-aged parents who suddenly find they have to do something together with their kids. And I think I've given out more advice of video games in 2020 than any any other time ever. And as a result, it's more important than ever that we keep making different interesting things for people to play.
A pandemia pela qual a gente está passando tem sido um período difícil a todos. Então, nesse momento, eu acho que a gente precisa lembrar de mostrar mais empatia, demonstrar mais amor, mais carinho e saber que a gente vai sair dessa juntos. Vai ser difícil, mas isso tudo vai passar.
I hope everybody gets healthy safely through this coronavirus time. Care about other people and wear masks.
Jogos são, na minha opinião pessoal, a forma de arte mais incrível de se expressar. Eles englobam tudo: música, arte, escrita. Você tem a chance de controlar e viciar essas experiências você mesmo. É mágico, é maravilhoso. Jogos são por amor.
All right, guys, we're back officially into hour two. We've got an hour more of great stuff to show you. Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Stasis, you're going to see a brand new look at that. Fall Guys Season 2 and Ratchet & Clank for PlayStation 5 and so much more across the next hour. Opening Night Live continues, and it just is the start of Gamescom 2020. But right now, on September 25th, Coffee Definitive Edition launches a comprehensive, built-from-the-ground-up remake of the original Mafia. Tonight, we've got the exclusive debut of the next trailer called A Life of Reward Too Big to Ignore, which deals with Tommy's induction into the Salieri crime family. Check this out.
All these guys in this room, they're here because they have the only thing that matters to me. The only thing that should matter to any of us. You know what that is, Tommy?
They're loyal.
That's right.
One day you're busting your back doing an honest day's work, and it's been trying to scrape you off its heels since the day you stepped off the boat. And then next you're stuffing your pockets full of Salieri's dirty money.
Go get him, Tommy!
Teach these boys a lesson. Break every bone in their bodies.
You want me to become one of those Wall Street boys? Honest. Trying to teach you the rules so you don't get strangled by them.
You stay straight with me, you're going to be living the high life now. You abuse my trust.
Don Salieri, you won't ever need to worry about me.
Okay, then. Welcome to the family.
Next, we're going to introduce you to a turn-based multiplayer strategy FPS from a team in Montreal, Canada. Lemnis Gate is coming in early 2021 and has a unique mechanic built around a 25-second time loop. Check this out. Next spring, get ready to experience memorable moments and non-stop action from all 9 Star Wars films in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. The entire series has been reimagined with new, fun-filled LEGO humor. Now we've got your first look at the gameplay trailer.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
The Force is unusually strong, that much is clear. Twisted by the dark side, young Skywalker has become...
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
That boy is our last hope.
No. There is another.
I'm from the Resistance. Your sister Leia sent me. We need your help.
The Force will be with you always.
Punch it! Not him, the Falcon.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me. So be it, Jedi.
Huh?
Man, LEGO Star Wars looks so fun, coming to next gen as well. All right, we'll be right back with more world premieres from huge new games like Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond, and Destiny 2. But before that, here's a look at a game that is launching tonight on Nintendo Switch and Steam. It's called Struggling from Frontier, a fun physics-based platformer where up to 2 players control Troy, our fleshy hero. Check this out, and remember, you can play this tonight.
We're near Little Hope.
Did you hear that? What more proof is needed that the devil walks among us in Little Hope?
I gotta say, the game that I've given the most hours to, that I'm going back to, is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now to say, since Origins came out, this new reboot of Assassin's Creed, so to speak, that was my first time getting into it, and I have put almost 400 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
At the moment, I enjoy to play Fall Guys with my friends. It's very funny, easy to learn, but hard to master.
I have a few games that I binge play, games that I return to every year. Halo, the entire Master Chief Collection, is really a big one for me where that's concerned. But I also still just casually binge Animal Crossing, and I've been doing that basically all year.
I haven't put down Animal Crossing since I downloaded it. I find the daily repetitive rhythm so soothing and predictable. Although, much like my house, my island is still a complete tip.
Up next, we have the award for Best Microsoft Xbox Game. And the winner is Tell Me Why. Congratulations to Don't Nod Entertainment. Well, after a big day of Gamescom events and announcements, you'll be happy to know that IGN is going to help you digest all that info with Gamescom Daily Show, where you can get all the daily highlights and a late night show experience from gamers for gamers. Back to you, Geoff.
Thank you very much, Sid. And by the way, congratulations to Don't Nod for Tell Me Why, a really important game that is out now that you can play on Xbox and Game Pass. And as we know, there's a lot going on in the world, and that goes beyond the pandemic. Between social conflicts we're seeing in the news and acts of nature, we can see how vulnerable we as people can sometimes be. And now I think it's as important time as ever to remember to come together and support one another. We are a global gaming community. There are millions of people watching tonight, and I know we're all here because we love games, and we know that games are good in the world and can bring us together, and I think we've all felt that in 2020. So I think that's really important to remember amongst all the games and trailers. All right, well, one way as a community we can come together to do some good is the Gamescom Forest. Gamescom has launched a reforestation project by planting a Gamescom forest together with the community. Gamers worldwide can go to gamescom.global and donate to plant more trees. So let's plant a forest together. All right, well, now we're going to move on to another game, and this one was announced back in May. Chorus is a dark space combat shooter where players take control of Nara on a quest to destroy the dark cult that created her, featuring rich, ray-traced 4K 60 FPS environments on next-gen hardware. Here is the first look at gameplay from Chorus.
You have broken my heart. For your betrayal, you will be broken.
many crowns have you won? If one game has defined the summer of 2020, it absolutely is Fall Guys from Mediatonic in London and Devolver. This game is setting records and putting a much-needed smile on everyone's face. Fall Guys, I think, represents our industry at its absolute best. Well, soon the Fall Guys experience will evolve with Season 2. There's a lot of new stuff coming, and tonight, Mediatonic is about to give you an exclusive sneak peek at what's next. Get ready, I think the internet is about to freak out. Here it is, Fall Guys Season 2.
Hey, I'm Joe. I'm the lead game designer on Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, and I just want to reach out and say thank you to everyone who's been playing and enjoying the game so far. As a team, we've been looking at all the fan arts, the memes, and the montages that people have been posting online, and the response to the game has really blown us away. Today, we just wanted to give everyone their first sneak peek at the rounds and the costumes that they can be enjoying as part of Fall Guys Season 2.
Season 2, you'll be dressing your Fall Guy as a medieval hero and competing across brand new rounds inspired by epic quests from the Middle Ages. Traverse giant drawbridges, dodge swinging axes, and scale movable siege ramps in the quest for ultimate game show glory.
Enjoyed the sneak peek of Fall Guys Season 2. We're still adding the finishing touches to development, but if you want to stay up to date, then at Fall Guys Game on Twitter is where you want to be. See you on the start line.
My father has Colorado in the palm of his hand, and he's afraid to close his fist. I am not.
His truth is marching on.
Liberty's got more brains and cunning than both her brothers put together. She's the only one who could actually run Colorado. She's already tried once.
Vic's a depraved child, and Val's a brain without a spine. The years my father wasted grooming them for glory when I was right there. To Arizona, Rangers, and I'll pretend none of this happened. Stay, and you die alone.
I really haven't found any new appreciation for game at this time, because my appreciation for gaming before could be higher.
Com certeza, jogos multiplayer preenchem completamente a conexão social que eu preciso ter com outras pessoas nesses tempos de isolamento, e é o mais próximo que a gente pode ter de experiências reais com pessoas que estão longe da gente.
You get to travel all over the world in games, which is something I've always taken for granted. At the moment I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, and you know, I kind of prefer it to the real Japan just because I've heard that in real life they don't let you run around with katanas.
I appreciate games a lot more than films, music, or whatever, and it's just fine for me to have the time to play with friends or even with my family, to have a lot of fun.
I've been mostly at home with small children, and gaming is the only thing that I get to do for myself anymore. I find it's not only an escape, it's also a way to challenge my brain.
Gaming is becoming clearly more important for a lot of people. You know, play is a natural instinct, and from Animal Crossing to The Last of Us 2 or Ori, yes, it's definitely an incredible time now to be a gamer, yes.
Hey everyone, I'm Vince Sampella, head of Respawn Entertainment. When we set out to create Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, we knew we wanted to bring the series back to its roots. The Medal of Honor franchise is known for its powerful and exciting single-player stories that put the player in the boots of a soldier who was there. It's a series that is grounded in history, which tells emotionally authentic stories. Peter Hirschman, who directed the original Medal of Honor in 1999, is back at the helm of this project. You'll hear more from him in just a bit. Peter and I actually worked together on Medal of Honor Allied Assault in 2002, and I'm really happy he's joined us at Respawn to craft a completely new experience in VR. The team is creating a riveting and emotional journey through World War II like you've never seen or played. It weaves in the personal stories of the veterans and survivors of the war through powerful interviews that help set the stage for what players will experience. It's more than just a game. And we could not be more excited to show the world the next look at Medal of Honor Above and Beyond and the game's action-packed story. Let's take a look.
I know this is the first time some of you will see combat. I know you're scared. Let me be clear with all of you. I'm scared too.
Welcome to France, gentlemen. I lead the local resistance cell. Something big is happening inside Gestapo headquarters, and we don't know what it is.
We're gonna have to improvise here.
Members of the resistance are perhaps the bravest people fighting in this war. But you really should stop. There is no future in it.
Sorry to interrupt, Lieutenant. Be a wild ride, but we'll get you there.
Jet fighters, brace yourselves!
Like I said, boom!
There are things as people I'm willing to sacrifice myself for.
Somehow, this motley crew has been tasked with saving civilization. God help us all.
Thank you so much, Vince. That looks incredible. And now we're here with Respawn Entertainment's Peter Hirschman, game director on Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, to talk more about their new VR experience. Peter, I got to say, the trailer really grabbed me. Such an incredible story that you're telling to. Tell us a bit about this single-player experience. What can we expect?
Well, Geoff, thank you for having us on the show. I'm representing a whole team back at Respawn that's been working really hard on this, and it's so exciting to premiere the trailer with you. Medal of Honor, going back to its roots, was always about putting the player in the boots of a soldier fighting in World War II. And with VR, we're able to do that in almost a literal way. It's definitely the most immersive experience, most immersive combat experience I've ever been able to work on. And the story follows you as a player being recruited into the Office of Strategic Services, commonly known as the OSS. And their mission was sabotage, espionage, search and rescue, everything in between. You name it, they did it. and they're known by a different set of initials now, the CIA. But during World War II, they sent operatives all over Europe, deep behind enemy lines, and that allows us to tell a story where you get to go to these places and locations and participate in events that really helped shape the outcome of the war.
One of the things I love about the trailer is you can tell there's a lot of interactivity in the environment, emergent gameplay. You got the piano and other things in there. Tell us a bit about how you're using that to tell the story. It seems like it's all kind of through a first-person perspective, but there are some story sequences. How do you tell the story?
Oh, well, we shot over 120 pages of narrative, which is more than some feature films. We had a huge international cast of phenomenal actors. And it was fantastic. And the story follows a classic three-act structure. Act 1 is working with the French resistance, getting ready for the invasion. Act 2 is D-Day itself and the fight to get to Berlin. And then the third act is dealing with the Nazi secret weapon program, which involved things like the 262 jet and the V2 rocket and things that could have really turned the tide of war if we hadn't stopped them. So you get to go on this journey, this story. And the story is shot all from your perspective. Because of VR, your head is the camera. We don't have cutscenes, we don't have edits. Everything revolves around your perspective. So you experience this story completely in first person as if you are there. So it creates a much more intimate and emotional connection with the characters and the things going on around you. It was an incredible way to shoot. One of our animators stood in for the player throughout the 3 weeks that we were on stage. And all the actors are always reacting and talking to you directly. And in VR, it's such a powerful thing. It's all about building that emotional connection, and it just makes the experience all the more authentic.
Well, you and Vince, I know this series is really close to your hearts, and when I saw the trailer, I'm like, wow, there's so much there to experience. It looks really rich and detailed, obviously authentic as well. Paying tribute to everyone that was involved in the war. I wanted to ask you also about multiplayer, which is something that Respawn is really known for, and you've got a great player experience. But I hear you might also be doing MB too.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the thing about VR is that, we've known each other a long time. You spend so much of your career trying to map natural human movements to a controller, and just figuring out things like making duck feel good. And one of the hardest ones is leaning. And in VR, you know how you duck? You just duck. And how you lean in VR, you just lean. And so the ability to lean around a corner, just kind of peek around the corner and see where the bad guy is just, it heightens the tension so much. It makes it feel all the more real. And when you put that into a multiplayer experience, it just raises it to a whole nother level. So we are shipping, in addition to the campaign, we are shipping a full suite of VR modes, including a few that you can only do in VR. And we're really excited about people playing those, after it comes out.
Wow. Well, definitely a full-blown VR experience. I gotta say, I'm really excited to put the headset on and try this. And it's coming out later this year, right?
Coming out holiday. So yeah, fasten your seatbelt. We are so excited to bring it to players. We've been working on it a long time. Like you mentioned, it's a passion project for Vince and I and everyone at Respawn. It's a wonderful full circle experience for a lot of us that got our start careers working on this original set, going back first one and Alice Salt, and now to be able to bring Above and Beyond to a whole new generation is one of the most exciting things we've been involved with.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. Opening Night Live will be right back, and in the meantime, here's a look at a new game that is launching tonight.
The world was broken, fractured by the magic the vow keepers said they would protect us from. Spellstorms still rage across the ruins of the Hollowlands. This is proof, they said. It isn't safe. It can't be controlled. Magic cannot be used. but I am a battle mage. I have broken my vow, and now I fight to break free.
So many great games in Xbox Game Pass, and many of tonight's games are in it as well. Every year at Gamescom, we like to highlight some incredible games made in Germany. And tonight, we have a special announcement about one of the most legendary German games of all time, created by Factor 5. Enjoy.
最初タリカンがこう聞いた時に曲が素晴らしいだけじゃなくてアミガのサウンドそのものも素晴らしいと思いましたね。日本じゃ本当に聞いたことがなかった音楽でした。
Factor 5 was far ahead of the curve. Each of their games pushed game technology as far as possible. So they're one of the greatest indie developers of time.
サウンドはすごいわ。グラフィックは綺麗だわ。プレイも滑らかで満足いくものだで本当にすごかった。今回タリカンのコレクションが出ることをとても嬉しく思っているし、これはまた当時みたいにみんな見せて歩きたいなと思っています。
This was the first game that allowed me to completely fulfill my music vision. It defined my career, and the fans have been there ever since. To this day, it's one of my proudest works.
In June, Bungie revealed a new era of Destiny 2 that starts on November 10th with Beyond Light. For the first time ever, Guardians will add a new elemental power to their arsenal, the dark power of stasis. With stasis, players will take on the powers of darkness to control and dominate the battle. Here's an all-new look at stasis from Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
The floodgates are open. The darkness is here. A step away from the light. Bring me only look inward. Focus your power. Let it grow. Our fight is far from over.
Let them come. This is their fate. One after another.
One more award to give out tonight, and that is Best Sony PlayStation Game. So, without further ado, the winner is Cyberpunk 2077. Congratulations. Of course, there are even more awards than the ones I announced tonight. So check out the Gamescom Awards user voting, where you can vote for your favorite streamer, Gamescom's Most Wanted, and Best of Gamescom. The winners will be revealed at Gamescom Best of Show, along with cool cosplayers, esports, and more. Tune in on Sunday, August 30th at 8 p.m. Central European Time to see the grand finale of this year's Gamescom, where we give gamers the stage. That's for me tonight, but before I turn it back to Geoff, I just want to say that I hope everyone out there is staying safe and healthy. We're all in this together, so take care. Back to you, Geoff.
Thank you very much, Sydney. It's great to have you on the show again this year. All right, well, a lot of people have been wondering, what will next generation of gaming feel like? How will it be different? What is that generational difference? Well, back in June, we saw the announcement of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart from Insomniac Games, a title which uses the power of PlayStation 5, the SSD hard drive, and the DualSense controller to create an experience that Insomniac says is only possible on brand new hardware. Well, now it's time for you to decide if you see the difference. Here's an extended, uninterrupted demo of live PlayStation 5 gameplay of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Enjoy.
we're back. Not far from where we last saw him. We may still have time to put a stop to this.
Hey, I think I found the bomb back!
Oh dear. Let's show him how it's done. All right, bring it on, big Gus. Feels good to be back in action. Last one! Bro! The rain's pulling away. Let's go!
I've been looking everywhere for you.
Put down the Dimensionator, Nefarious.
Put down the Dimensionator. Yeah, right. Today I will finally be free of the both of you. Soon, everything you see will be mine. Say goodbye. What did you...
Was that supposed to happen? Hitting Nefarious's device seems to have destabilized reality. The bridge is shut! There has to be another way across. The rifts appeared to react to your device. Try pointing at one of them. That was rather exciting. This is worse than I had imagined.
Look, it's Ratchet and Clank.
Sand sharks from above.
My heroes. I knew you'd come. Might as
A kraken, or at least a very large octopus. I will never get used to that. Hey, at least we're on the same planet this time. The Ferris is on the other side of that building. Let's get moving before he does anything else to break reality. Did Dr. Nefarious really resurface after all these... just to try and take over the universe again? Yeah, I kind of wish he was doing a worse job. He must have more planned than he is telling us. That's what I'm afraid of. To see what's new. Dimensionator away from Nefarious. Oh no, right now! Whoa! The dimensions are weakening considerably. How bad is it? Well, it is certainly not good. Great! Beats me. Oh!
To the depths of as many arms you got, beast! Sweep the boarding! Get off me! Out of creature!
Mike! Ratchet. We are too late. Ratchet? Who?
There you have it, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and now I am joined by Marcus Smith and Mike Daly from Insomniac Games. Guys, it was so great to see that long, uninterrupted demo of Rift Apart, and I have so many questions. It's amazing to see what you're doing with the power of PS5 and the SSD. Let me ask you first, Marcus, what are you able to do with Rift Apart that you haven't been able to do before in a Ratchet game because of the power of PS5?
I mean, first and foremost, it's just pure horsepower enables us to fill our worlds with the kind of density and life that we've never been able to do before. More importantly, perhaps, though, is the dimensional shifting that we have going on, which uses the SSD that allows us to fling the player from planet to planet to planet lightning fast, like way, way faster than anything we've ever been able to do before.
Yeah, the tether, we saw that in the demo. We had seen some of that in the trailer. So that's all actual gameplay. Mike, I'm curious, like, how does that work as you kind of play through the game? Are there certain moments and levels where you can jump, or how do you play through that?
Yeah, so in the game, there is dimensional damage spread throughout the galaxy that Ratchet and Clank have to find a way to fix. And you can find these weak points in space-time that you can pull to you with your rift tether. It's like being able to lasso a portal. And that enables you to basically like warp across the world to find new places to discover or gain a tactical advantage in combat.
Wow, yeah, I got to say, like, when you see that and you imagine, the jumping multiple worlds at instantaneously almost, and it sounds like there's no load screens throughout the entire game.
That's right. We're going seamless.
That's right. Yep.
Wow. All right. You bite. So confident, both of you say it. I like it. Now, let me ask you about DualSense. That's something that is a big part of PS5. I've had a chance to go hands-on with the controller, with the adaptive triggers and the haptics. How are you using that to sort of impact the gameplay of Rift Apart?
So at the heart of every Ratchet and Clank game is a powerful arsenal of weapons that just exude a ton of personality. And the DualSense is sort of like, it feels like it was made for Ratchet and Clank just because the haptics give us a whole new layer for the weapons to express themselves. So for example, your burst pistol, of course it gives you like a satisfying kick with every bullet. But when you throw the shatter bomb, you can actually feel the energy pulsing off the grenade fade away as it gets further apart from you. Basically, the haptics are expressive enough that every weapon feels different and you can tell what you're holding. But of course, the adaptive trigger takes that to a functional level where, in addition to the trigger pull feeling unique, we can actually use that as a super intuitive way to add alternate functions to the weapons. So, for example, in the demo, we've got the Enforcer, which is a double-barreled shotgun. You can pull the trigger part of the way down until you hit resistance to fire a single barrel, and then whenever you feel like it's the right time, pull it the rest of the way for a double shot. So you might be swarmed by a bunch of little enemies. You only want to waste one shot on them, and then wait a minute for even more to swarm in before finishing them off. but a big guy you probably won't just give both barrels to right away. So there's a nice intuitive way of basically raising the skill ceiling and giving you more ways to play better.
Wow. No, I'm excited to see how you guys are going to roll that out across what I'm sure are an insane, group of weapons as always. Plot-wise, Marcus, tell us about this game. I think some fans have wondered, does this tie into the movie plot line and the game plot line? Like, how it would tell us in the Ratchet verse where it sits.
Yeah. Well, canonically, this is an extension of Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, the 2013 game, but it's a standalone adventure. So it's one that, even if you've never played a Ratchet & Clank game, you can get into it, you'll understand it, and you'll enjoy it. For hardcore fans, we have a lot of nods. You're gonna see a lot of returning characters and planets, and see them all through a whole new light of multiple dimensionality.
Yeah, no, this Rift Tether thing I think looks really exciting. And how often, is that something we saw in the demo? Is that something you're going to see frequently in the game, or are there special moments? I guess I'm curious, how often you use that technique for gameplay.
So the Rift Tether has created these anomalies all throughout the galaxy. You'll encounter those pretty often. There's even a few more types of dimensional damage you'll encounter that we haven't shown yet. Okay. Now, being pulled between worlds, that's localized to chasing after Dr. Nefarious in the demo. And that's sort of reserved for special moments when you really have to when the dimensional damage really tears wide open.
Well, I got to say, it looks incredible. And then at the end, we got another tease of this female Lombax. I know you guys are confirmed she is playable in parts of the game. I think everyone wants to know, though, do we have a name for her?
The world is more interesting with mysteries, and we're going to have to keep this one a little longer.
Do we get a number of letters in her name or anything?
Too many smart people on the internet. They'll figure it out right away.
She's not named Abby, though, right? All right, well, we'll have to wait and see what you guys have in store for us. I got to say, it looks incredible. The Ratchet games are always so much fun. And as you said, when you think of the power of SSD and the DualSense all coming together, it looks really exciting. Before we go, though, I think everyone around the world wants to know when we're going to get to play this game. Anything you can share with us on where in development right now?
Mike?
So Ratchet & Clank is coming out in the PS5 launch window. So we haven't announced a specific release date yet, so stay tuned for that.
What kind of window? Is it big windows? No, I'm just kidding. All right, that's all we're going to get, I'm sure. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart coming in the launch window for PlayStation 5. I got to say, Insomniac, we're so excited about what you guys are doing across PlayStation, and the game looks incredible. So thank you so much for all you've done, and we look forward to seeing more of Rift Apart soon.
Thanks, Jeff. Take care.
All right, Martin Mike from Insomniac, thanks for showing us that first look at Ratchet & Clank for PlayStation 5. And that's going to do it for Opening Night Live. Thank you so much for watching from around the world, and make sure to stay tuned all weekend for more live Gamescom coverage at Gamescom.global. As for us, we'll see you later this year for the Game Awards 2020. Our team is hard at work to build a very special live show for you coming in December. We'll see you then. Good night.